All right, this is it, everybody.
Sure.
Hope you're in it to win it, because this is it. There's nothing else. This is it. So here it comes.
There's no other way.
No turning around, no backing up. Just ever forward. Just put your foot out in front of the other one. That's what we're doing. All right, here we go. It begins in 3, 2, 1.
Your father has made up his mind, but he may need help.
Oh, you did not just honk at me!
The morning stream. Let's go, Sharks!
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to TMS. It's the morning stream for Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. I'm Scott. He's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm tired.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't sleep great.
Did you not sleep well?
No. I had a weird dream about a peep. Let me tell you this dream real quick.
Okay. Like a marshmallow peep?
Yeah, like a marshmallow peep, big yellow peep. Okay.
All right.
And in this dream, I don't know how long it took, but it felt like it took forever. But in the dream, there was a peep on the ground, and one ant came and saw the peep, and then that ant started to nibble on the peep, and then it quickly ran back to I would assume, the colony of ants and said, "Hey, guys, there's a whole peep out there for us." And I just had to sit and watch this, right?
Party! Yeah, right.
So
we're gonna eat for weeks.
All the other ants come, and now this thing is swarming with ants, a peep covered in ants. And I had to sit there and watch as the peep slowly became gone because consumed by the ants, right? And they were just kind of running back and forth with little chunks of peep on their head, walking that way. And by the end, the weird part about the dream is the peep itself. I mean, they absolutely wrecked this peep. But the peep there was something left. It was there were skeletal remains of the peep.
I was going to ask you if, once the ants were done, if it was just a peep skeleton.
It was. It was like a bird, like a little chicken skeleton, but shaped kind of like a peep. Just left bones there where the peep used to be. This is weird, dude. And that dream was just so, vivid and real at the time. And I don't know, made for a weird night. I didn't sleep good. It sucked.
I've talked on the show about how I don't often remember my dreams.
Yeah.
But I do remember the one last night, and I wasn't going to even talk about it since you brought it up. I was getting married to Tina again.
Again. Okay.
Again. In the dream, it wasn't an again wed. It wasn't like a second wedding to Tina. It was just the first.
Okay.
And none of my family appeared to be at the wedding.
Okay.
Yet there were over 700 people there. And they were all Tina's relatives, but they weren't the Tina's relatives that I know, that I'm familiar with, her mom, her dad, her brother, etc. They were kind of Joe Exotic. They were people who the nicest thing they own to dress up in is a collared shirt that has metal on the end of the lapels, like on the end of the collar lapels, and a bolo tie.
Wow.
And we were all posing for a family photo in the grass between a couple of tractors, and I was kind of relegated to the far side in the back row, even though I was the groom.
Even though you were getting married?
It was almost like we crashed a Joe Exotic party.
Wow. Well, I know your love of hillbilliness is probably, there's something in there for that. Who knows what?
I know. I have no idea where any of that came from. I mean, we did talk about Tiger King. We did. I don't remember even talking about a wedding or anything, but
no, we talked about. In fact, what was the Tiger King? The comic book that
Schleicher
told us about. Yeah, that wasn't a lot of Tiger King talk to have it insert into your mind. And also, I don't know what a peep represents in a bunch of ants. Dreams are weird, man. What does it mean?
Somebody could easily say you're feeling part of your life is overwhelmed. Part of your life is that peep that's getting overwhelmed by these ants, which represent podcasts or
just stuff to get done or
demands, some sort of demands on you. That one feels like it's a open and shut case. Sorry, Your Honor, but I feel like
Wow, I don't know, but why okay, I agree with you on the ants and the overwhelming it, and me just having to sort of take it. I get that.
Yeah.
But why a peep? Why not like a piece of bread or like a, I don't know, like a cracker or something? Why a peep?
Because a peep is kind of, maybe you feel like you're a peep, like you feel like you're a little pink marshmallow bunny or whatever. I guess it's a bird. What kind of animal is a peep? Is it a bunny? Don't they have bunny peeps around Easter time?
Do.
Or like, okay,
they totally do. Yeah, and they have different colors. They got like purple ones and pink ones.
Yeah, but it is normally a chick. That's why it's called a peep.
Yeah, and they're all bad. Like, well, let's make that clear. None of
Oh
these
yeah,
are
it's
good.
not like there's the colors don't represent anything, but the color of the interior of your mouth when you're done eating it, they're all the same flavor, which is sugar.
Yeah, I'm at the stage where I think it's actually a parental crime, punishable by federal law if you give your kid a peep. Peeps are gross. Do not feed your kid peeps. It's probably the seed that sprouted into borderline diabetic status for me. Like, don't give them a peep. Peeps are gross. Besides, they have a skeleton in them. I saw it last night with my own eyes.
Yeah. Apparently they're sentient and evil, and the peeps must be destroyed.
Yeah, it did send me on a bit of a. So this morning I was getting the show ready and converting music you'd put in and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I spent about 10 minutes looking at peep videos where they destroy peeps in different creative ways.
Mm-hmm.
So
the microwave is the best, isn't it?
Yeah, microwave is awesome. I saw another one where they had like a big industrial wrench, like socket set wrench style thing, holding a ball of steel that was red hot, had been in a flame, and then they just set that ball on a peep.
And it just went
right down the middle,
through.
and it billowed out this like brown marshmallow goo, and it was great. It was great. And then I watched somebody smash a dozen or so peeps under one of those hydraulic presses, which is seriously overkill for peeps. Peeps don't take much to squish, but still, it was pretty great.
You could do that with an empty CD case.
Exactly.
Probably would have the same exact effect.
The nice thing about it, though, is when it got to the end and got to the real pressure, what was left of peeps inside there did come out in big ribbons very fast. So it was like like these sugar ribbons would poop out of the side of that thing.
That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, because of the pressure. Yeah, I do like those.
So I do, what I like to do with my dreams is I like to go deeper. So tonight I'll have a dream about multiple peeps, not just one. That'll be great.
Oh gosh, and then we got to figure out what the multiple peeps.
Yeah. What do multiple peeps mean? Oh, Wendy, where are you on a Monday or Tuesday? How do we work? How do we live? Okay, I got a couple things for you here, Brian.
Okay. All right, hit me with a couple things, Scott.
When's the last time you got one of those fake IRS calls or whatever? Do you ever get those fake calls?
It's been a while since I've got one of the fake IRS ones, but I did get one yesterday that I kind of hung up on immediately. It was like, thank you for choosing Visa or MasterCard as your financial advisor. Like, oh yeah, okay. You don't even know what I have?
No.
Yeah, bite me.
They're like the worst kind of like soothsayer. It's like, you have a Visa. No, I have a MasterCard. I mean MasterCard.
I mean, you have a Master. It's like John Edwards predicting what kind of credit card I have.
Yeah, it's dumb. Well, anyway, I got one of those yesterday too, but this was one of those fake IRS things where they're like, we need to have all your numbers or else we are going to bring you to jail and all this, and they're doing it in an accent that's like Russian or something.
Was it so it was an accent? Was it, I thought I usually expect those things to be voice synthesis. It's like Talking Moose. Talking Moose is trying to steal your identity.
Yeah, a lot of times the voicemails are like that, right? In fact, let's see.
Hades reference, by the way, people.
Yeah,
go back.
That's a good
one.
one.
Go deep for Talking Moose.
That's a good one. That's a deep cut. Let's see. Oh, I missed a call from Reggie. What? Remember Reggie?
Reggie from AIE?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see what this is.
Reggie dances on mailboxes naked in Orgrimmar, Reggie?
It's Reginald Batusik.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Check in.
Oh, he's just checking in. I'll have to call him back.
That's
I didn't know
nice.
I missed this call. Oh, you know what it was? Those days I didn't have a watch and my notifications aren't coming through. He says he was thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying quarantine. Hope you and your arms and your family are staying safe. I think that's a translation problem.
Yeah, good job. Good job, Apple, figuring out.
Nice
Hope
work.
your arms are staying safe.
Yeah,
and,
your arms are staying. So, well, I guess translations suck. You should see the Google Voice ones. They're ridiculous. I mean, someone will call in and say, hey, I just wanted to say I love the instance and keep up the great work. And I'll read the translation. Hey, I'm a monkey with 3 arms and I just like to poke my head into a butthole. Thanks. Like, they don't do a good job at all. Anyway, So what was my point? Oh,
Oh yeah. Some of you,
Yeah.
fake IRS.
so it's one of these guys was like, hey, if you do not provide documents, we will have to send FBI over to Hootsuite and they take you to jail, right? The whole thing.
Tooth Sweet, a very common Russian phrase.
You know, the Toot Sweet phrase they're all fond of in Russia.
Yeah, Tooth Sweet, much hassle.
Yeah, much hassle. So he says all these things, and I thought I usually just hang up on these, but I'm gonna hang around a little. I was in a mood, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna listen. I'm gonna hear this through. And so he would ask for, I need Social Security. I gave him a totally fake number, and also didn't even do the right pattern. I gave him like 10 numbers or something, 11 numbers. And he's
like
like,
your Tom Hanks in Big,
Yeah.
giving his Social Security. 4, 2, 6. Oh, 6.
yeah, it was a little bit like that. And I kept going. I'm like, okay, 9, 2, 2. Okay.
You tell me when you have enough numbers.
Yeah, you let me know when I should stop. I think I stopped at around 10. Said okay, and I said okay, that's it. And he goes, okay, I have the number now. This is good. You are helping me. You are helping yourself, not me. You're helping yourself. He kept saying, and then he says, what was the other number he needed? Oh, a routing number, bank numbers, all that stuff.
Oh, sure, of course, yeah.
Again, gave him totally fake numbers. In fact, one of them was 8675309. I gave him that number.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, great. You just gave him Tommy Two Tones checking account.
I know.
Number.
I feel like we're all doing him a disservice when we play his song because we're doxing him without knowing it because of his
We're
song.
not doxing him. We're doxing Jenny. There was
right.
It's not a 555 number. There was a person who had that number in 1984 or 83, and
Is that still a number? Or sorry, not still. Oh yeah, is that a number I could call and get anywhere? Do you think?
I imagine in some. I bet you. You know what? I was gonna say. I imagine in some area codes it's still valid. I'll bet you in every area code, somebody who had it said, "No, I'm getting calls day and night. Forget this." And I bet you the phone company doesn't even fish that one out anymore.
I'm gonna try it. Let's just see what we get. I got a dialer here.
All right. Are you trying with your local area code?
Yeah. So 801
Okay. Mhm.
86. I have to sing it to remember it. 8675309. Okay, I'm calling.
I mean, I'd kind of want it. Is that crazy?
Oh, I'd love it. Oh, it says it's the University of Utah. How is this possible? Okay. We'll find out, I guess.
Hi, this is Jenny. Can I help you?
I'm going to ask for Jenny if they pick up. I'm totally going to ask for Jenny.
Jeez, I bet that's a new one for them, yeah.
Yeah. Because why not? Oh, man. They're probably, whoever is at this line won't answer it because no one's at the U right now. Like they all work from home like Carter does. She works there. But this... Oh. Hello?
Hi, this is Roger. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Roger, I was looking for Jenny. If you know anything about Jenny and where I can reach her, that'd be awesome. Call me at 801-471-0462. Appreciate it. Thanks. So there you go. 8675309. Still a number, still a thing.
I would 100%, if that number became available locally here,
Yeah.
I would totally make that the Coverville request line.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? Perfect. How do you know when something comes available, I wonder?
I don't know. I think you could probably, I'll bet you can probably like put in a
Get on a
request
list.
with the phone company and say, let me know if this one, you know what? Let's just take a look. I might be spending right now. Let's see here.
That's amazing.
Denver Plumbing. Oh, bummer. Yeah. Oh, actually, as of, man, it's funny. Apparently, it belonged to a plumbing company here in Denver.
Mhm.
It looks like it belonged to the Rockies, Colorado Rockies,
Oh.
at some point.
Weird.
Yeah, like I said, I wonder if I can.
It's only big
really
names
would
have
like
it.
to. Huh?
Only big names have them.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know where. I don't know if there's a website where you can go and say, because it wouldn't have to be in Colorado. I mean, come on, we're in the age of unlimited nationwide
Jenny cannot
calling.
come to
on
the
your-
phone right now.
Oh, hold on.
If you'd like to leave a message, press 1 now. Or press 7 if you'd like to schedule service with the legends at Paul Bunyan Plumbing and Drains. Thank you.
Is that the Colorado one?
No, it's 60. What's 612? Whose area code is 612? I don't know who I'm calling. But
Minneapolis.
All right, it's Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me that even exists. I figured with a song that, well, it's not popular anymore, right? No one sings that song anymore, but we all know it by heart. It just seems like you'd want to blacklist it. Like that just wouldn't exist.
I've got a cover of it. I can't remember who does it. I could look it up, but there's a cover it, and usually in the there's an instrumental bit in the middle, and I think Tommy Two Tone like says something like, "Jenny, hi, you don't know me, but." Or maybe it's just in the covers that they do this little talking bit. But in one of the covers, the guy says, "Hi, Jenny. Hi, yeah, you don't know me, but we've been trapped in the same song now for about 30 years, and really just answer your phone, then we can finally get out of this," or something like that. It's a really funny.
That's
take on
great.
the cover.
That's great. Well, all right. If anyone knows how you do this in Colorado, let's try to free that number up for Brian. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I'll like I said, doesn't even have to be Colorado. If you find it available in your area code, I think I could probably.
Yeah, because long distance
buy it remotely,
yeah,
right?
Plus long distance doesn't mean anything anymore.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. I'm saying everybody's got nationwide calling on their cell phones. I'll totally buy it.
Yeah. Remember when that wasn't a thing? My gosh, what were we doing? What were we doing then? What were we doing when we didn't have?
What were we doing?
This,
Maybe
you
somebody
want to
works
help
for
you
the
with your
phone company.
long distance program? Like, what was that? What was that long distance program? It was all a sham. The whole thing was a sham. What a sham. All right.
Yeah. It doesn't cost you any more. It shouldn't cost you any more for your phone call to travel over these wires versus over those wires.
That's right. Oh, the bottom line is I gave Alexi a bunch of fake numbers, and then he was very happy at the end. He says, you have saved yourself much jail time, and we are going to process the beep, 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 beep. He was super stoked. And I said, well, I'm happy to help. Thanks for all this. I said something like, oh, no, I told him, I said, this number's about to go away. So if you need to call me back, and I gave him my Google Voice number, so call me back on that one because I won't have this regular. So my thinking is he'll never call on my regular phone again. And if he does call, he'll leave a voicemail we can play on the show. So it'll be perfect. See?
Perfect.
I'm always thinking of TMS and how we can produce content. That's my job.
If you were that guy, though, wouldn't you put something on your outgoing message that says, and by the way, if you're calling for Jenny, her mailbox is full. We can't get any more messages to Jenny or something like that. Wouldn't you just acknowledge that it's a,
I would.
Acknowledge that 90% of his phone calls are people doing this 867-5309 business.
Yeah, I totally would. I would absolutely do that. Someone in the chat says my framing of my video is not correct and they may not make it through the show as a result. What are they talking
Framing.
about?
They're complaining about your framing.
I don't know what they mean.
Oh, weird. How do you...
I'm right in the center of my frame.
Yeah.
I mean, especially to them because I crop myself even better than you're seeing me. So I don't know what they're talking about. Your overlay border. What?
Are you not centered within your overlay border, Scott?
Oh, I see what they mean. All right, this is fun for people at home, but I'm going to fix that right now. I see what they mean. There's a little bit of hang me down. It's like my shirt was untucked. I've tucked it now. Everything's tucked now. Everything's fine. Everybody calm down. All right. We got an email about bean soup. And this is from Neil Patel, who's a regular contributor to the show. He's a pretty awesome dude. And he says this, spicy black bean and vegetable soup is the subject. Hi, Scott and Brian. Because I know it's hard to be on a diet, I thought I'd share my spicy bean, I can't say black bean and vegetable soup recipe. Here's a link with the ingredients and preparation in case you want to try it. And hey, if I can make it and eat it, so can you. All right. For reference and motivation, I lost 23 pounds since mid-March when I started working from home. Anyway, I love the show. Keep up the great work. Boy, I wish I was him. All right. I'm looking up this thing. See if this looks good. See if this looks like a thing we want to get that we would dive into. Oh, that looks fantastic.
Yeah, there was a Weight Watchers recipe that I posted in here, both on the Facebook Tadpole group, and I think I talked about it here on the show. That's a bean soup recipe, but it uses cauliflower. Uses cauliflower and 3 or 4 different kinds of beans. It's 0 points in Weight Watchers.
Yeah,
and it's got,
looks so good.
So anyway, it's got beans and basically you thicken the soup by pureeing a little bit of it. You move some of it into a separate container and use an immersion blender to blend the crap out of it.
Yeah.
and then you put it back in the soup, and that kind of thickens things up. It's so good.
That sounds really good. Yeah, this looks fantastic. This looks like something close to what my wife makes when she makes a similar thing, but I'm going to pass this on to her and get this made. This looks really good.
That's very
So
cool.
thanks for that, Neil.
Yeah.
What something surprised you while you were talking? What was it? Did something get you?
It was. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not going to. So.
Was it a chat room
Nukem
thing?
82
Yeah.
found a version of 8675309 that's available.
Oh!
I'm not going to say what area code it is, but yeah, I know exactly.
I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but I just am.
I know. It's like, you know what? I want this. This is great for the request line. Absolutely.
Perfect for Coverville. Oh my gosh. It's a
Yes.
Jill
Oh, and I love
Bennett.
this location too. This is great. I'm not gonna say because if I don't get it right away,
Yeah, you better lock it down.
I'm gonna try and lock it down as quickly as possible. I just have to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, good idea. I like it. All right, one more question for us that we probably should answer. This is from William from Slidell. That's in Louisiana.
Slidell.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, on the subject of Saturday morning cartoons, which we talked about, when did we talk about that? We talked about stuff we liked, and you said, "Oh, I liked Herculoids."
We talked about
reruns,"
it. God, I feel like it was yesterday, but
and- was it last week, maybe? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
He says you should check out Future Quest 12. Oh no, sorry, Future Quest 12-issue limited series comic book from DC. It's all about Johnny Quest, the Herculoids, Space Ghost, and all the other cartoons like them in a big universe battle or ending battle. It's all on DC Universe right now.
I love it.
That sounds great, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
this is a thing. Future Quest.
I know. This sounds great. And then, oh wait, I do have. So when you get HBO Max, you get DC Universe comics as well,
You do?
don't you? Isn't that part of it?
I would love that if that's true. If you're telling me the truth, I am in like Flynn. I will get that. I will go get that app
I
today.
hope I'm not wrong about this. Hold on a second.
That sounds fantastic. Because I want that app. I just don't want to pay on top of what I'm paying for. I don't know. Just too many apps and sub apps and everything else. And I'd love to.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is great.
Let's see.
Look at all these people from the cartoons I was into when I was young. Look at Space Ghost struggling to keep it together. This is
Yeah,
great.
I'm hoping that that's the case. Maybe not.
Sorry, Brian. No Brack. Brack's not in this.
So, but Space Ghost is?
Yeah. Well, Brack was never.
Well-
Wait, was Brack part of the old Space Ghost?
Brack
like
was
the,
part of the old Space Ghost, yeah.
So maybe he is, and I just don't see him here. I keep forgetting because he's such a.
Slucko says no, that it's not.
It's
well,
not
shoot.
part of the deal. Ah,
Not part of the
boo, boo. Well, Matuba says he's paying for HBO now, but that doesn't count. I'm talking about Max. When the Warner Brothers stuff, I don't know. We need to look into this
Yeah.
because if not, I'm a pirate it. Just kidding.
What?
I'm not going to pirate it. Anyway, okay. So he says. He says we should check that out. So we're gonna check that
Cool.
out. Thank you, there, William from Slidell, Louisiana, right near where my wife was raised. Okay. What are we doing now? Oh no, I know what we're doing. We haven't done this in a day or two because we didn't have time yesterday. So now we're doing it
Yeah,
here.
things
So
got cut off, yeah.
enjoy. Time for the news, and it's brought to you by.
Brought to you by Soundography, special episode posted yesterday, wherein Hammond and I listened to the entire catalog of Megadeth. Yes, it finally got posted. Boy, Dave Mustaine.
Mustrain.
I keep making that joke because his voice sounds like he's straining.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, what did I think? What did Hammond think? There's only one way to find out. You want to find out. You got to go listen. Soundography.com is the place to go, or subscribe in your favorite podcast app. That's Soundography, spelled just like it sounds.
Not any kind of genius here or anything, but I'm going to guess you liked it less than Hammond did. That's what I'm going to
That's
guess.
a very. You know what? I feel like it's not a spoiler for me to say correct. I liked it less than Hammond liked it.
Yeah, not to say Hammond loves them, but I'll bet he liked it more. I mean,
He liked it more.
the guy likes Dream Theater. Okay.
Right. He likes 12-minute songs. I don't know how you can like 12-minute songs, but
This is 6 minutes too long, really. All right. I like my songs at my maximum is about 8 minutes. What was that? My Maserati goes 185. How long is that song?
Life's Been Good by Joe Walsh.
Yeah, how
I'll
long
tell
is
you
that?
because it's in my library.
Life's-
Let me tell you.
Okay, tell me.
Life's been good
To me so far.
That song is 8 minutes. I'm sorry. Oh, do I not have the
You don't have
original?
you don't
I've
have
only
the
got a
full
cover.
one? Oh man, don't even have the full one.
I don't even have. I have an 8 minute and 43 8 minute and 43 second cover by the Ex-Boyfriends, which is a a cappella band. That you know what's great about them? While I'm looking this up, they don't just go ba 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 da. You know the people who are doing the instruments.
Yeah.
They say actual words.
Oh
8
really?
minutes and 56 seconds for the album version of Life's Been Good by Joe
Okay.
Walsh.
See, that's about my maximum for how long I want a song to be. And by that I mean the very top end. I don't mind a song that tells me a good long story that has a lot of weird Pink Floyd-y kind of stuff going on. Like make that long, that's fine. And I like concept albums. Those are at least they break up into songs, but I like a long idea. That's great. But don't give me 12 or 15 F
You
that.
don't want a 12-minute organ solo in Agata Davida.
Yeah, I don't want that. I do not want that. Although I do like the deluxe edition of American Idiot because there's a couple of songs or a few songs in there where they just run together and you never hear that on the radio edits. And it's kind of cool how it happens. So I do like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
check that out. Soundography.com, everybody.
Yes, please do.
All right, we're going to start with this woman who hatched some ducklings. They weren't her own ducklings. Okay, let's get back
Oh, really?
to no, I was concerned at first.
Wait a minute. She hatched somebody else's ducklings?
She hatched-
That seems kind of weirder.
She hatched some ducklings, let's put it that way, from a supermarket eggs that she bought. So she bought some supermarket eggs. Turns out they were not the dormant type of eggs, and they actually had little ducks in them, and the ducks were born. A British woman has hatched 3 ducklings she named Beep, Peep, and Meep. Beep, Peep, and Meep.
Beep, peep, and meep.
Yep.
Okay.
From eggs she bought at a supermarket chain, Waitrose. All you British folks know what that is, right? I don't know what that is.
Waitrose.
You've been there before?
No, I've never been to a Waitrose.
No. I like that
I know
song.
that Cynthia Watros was in Lost, but she's probably no relation to the.
Yeah, you don't go to a
Probably
restaurant.
no relation to the grocery chain, the UK grocery chain.
You should go to a diner and go, Waitrose, I'm ready for my bill. Waitrose.
Zoe brings bacon familiar with Waitrose. she
Oh,
says.
okay. All right. Of course we should ask her. What are we thinking? Zoe, you're always here. We should ask you on British things. Anyway, Charlie Lilo, age 29, decided to incubate the Clarence Court duck eggs while she was furloughed from her job as an assistant retail manager before the coronavirus. I got the idea from a video that popped up on my Facebook feed of some hatchling egg quail eggs, she told CNN. Oh, wait. I got the narrator doing the voice now. Anyway, that was my original plan, but whilst I was in Waitrose, I saw the duck eggs and thought they might work too. Mom and I had briefly spoken about getting some ducks after lockdown anyway. Part of me thought it would never work. None of the quail eggs developed after the 6 days in the incubator. I checked the duck eggs and could see veins and very tiny wiggly embryos. Then the excitement locked in. I don't think they're supposed to come like this, though. I think you're supposed to be dormant when you buy them, right?
Well, yeah.
I don't understand. I may not be an egg expert or an expert, but isn't that the case? When you go buy a dozen eggs of any kind,
They're supposed to be unfertilized, right? Isn't that the deal?
yeah, they came out the bum of the chicken,
Sort of.
and then the rooster didn't come over there and hose him down with his unit, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how eggs reproduce.
Oh boy, are we? I'm guessing we're gonna. Nobody is going to email us at all to clarify this at all.
Carter says you can buy them. I didn't know that.
You can specifically buy fertilized egg.
Why does my daughter know that and I don't know that?
That's a really good question.
I mean, okay. I'm going to be really dumb here for a second. Allow me this, Brian. Allow me this, okay? When a rooster really loves a chicken, What happens? Do they mate like normal animals, and then the eggs come, or does it do like a fish, where the fish poops out the eggs and the male fish then fertilizes the
comes around
eggs?
and fertilizes them. Yeah. See, I know how fish do it. I don't know how birds do it.
I've never known this. Now that we're talking about it, someone in the chat's going to tell us, right? Because I don't have any idea how a fertilized egg is different than a non-fertilized one, unless it's like a GMO type process where they're, genetically modified, like a watermelon to get rid of the seeds or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. People saying that they actually do. They actually do hump, Scott. According to PC Rum 73, quoting him, they bang.
Okay, so if that's the case, how do you get a non-fertilized
I won't
one?
say it like J.C. Calhoun said it, though.
No, he's a little salty today. So how do you? But wait, now I'm more confused, because if that's the case, fine, that's great. That's kind of what I thought. All right, I thought that's how it worked. How do you get an unfertilized egg? How does that work? Does the hen lay them no matter what?
The hen lays eggs regardless.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought they only laid them if they'd gotten it on with a rooster.
I think they lay eggs regardless, and it's up to the rooster to.
Gotcha. Just like women don't lay eggs, but they have eggs all the time, right? And unless we come fertilize them.
Basically, Telly Zarel kind of explains it. It's basically an egg is a chicken, period.
An egg is a chicken. What?
No.
Oh,
an
a
egg
chicken,
is a chicken, period.
It took
not an egg is a chicken, period.
Got it. So when it's that time of the month for the chicken, or maybe it's more frequent, they are dropping eggs because that's their process. Okay. All right. I'm going to remember all this next time I eat an egg, which I think I'll do today. Kim made this egg casserole thing for Father's Day. That sounds like a dumb thing. It sounds awful in the name because casseroles just sucks.
Doesn't sound bad at all.
But
casseroles get a bad rap.
I agree. That's my whole point. Is like the name gives it it sounds like something you take to a funeral to give some old lady who died. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound like a good thing. It
Right,
sounds like,
right, exactly. Oh, we have to take a casserole over to the Jenkins next door. Something bad happened, so we have to placate them with the casserole.
J.K. Grammer says, I assume you didn't learn the birds and the bees from your dad, to my daughter. And I would say, we didn't get real specific about birds. Okay? We didn't go.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's funny. We had the birds and the bees talk, but I never got the explanation about how the birds do it.
Right. Or, you know what? Yeah. Or the bees, for that matter. Now it hits me. Birds and the bees. I know what that means as a
of course
phrase,
as a euphemism, or as a
what's the word for that?
As an idiom, as
an idiom. What is it?
As a phrase, as a
colloquial phrase. Is that what we're looking at? Like
sure,
that?
Sure.
I get that has always been that, but now that I think about it, I didn't really understand how the birds got the eggs out and how they were fertilized. Now I know. I get it now. But bees? What's up with the bees?
I feel like I've got to change our ending cover song to a song by Bird and the Bee.
You probably should now. I mean, okay. So do bees, do they copulate, or what do they do?
The song clearly says birds do it, bees do it, something in the trees do it.
That's a good point. How do bees... I'm going to look this up.
Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
How do bees do it? From livescience.com.
Oh, even educated fleas do it. That's right. That's the next line. Even educated fleas do it.
All right. So here we go. Turns out, at least for honeybees, sex is an aerobic open air event. Okay. So they mate.
Do they mate on the wing? Like as in flight?
There's a photo here showing them doing that. So I'm going to say yes. They don't talk about it here, though.
Well,
after, oh geez. All right, I'm going to read this out loud. Ready? Here we go. After ejaculation, the drone releases a so-called mating sign, or plates of chitin from its endophallus into her copulary orifice. This is amazing. Something scientists have suggested may prevent sperm from flowing out of the queen's vagina. In some drones, the tip of the endophallus bursts. Do not want to be a bee.
Explosive tip right there.
That's what the guy was trying to teach me in the parking lot.
Trying to teach you the birds and the bees.
He was trying to teach me how some bees explode their UUs when they use them.
Look at that. We've actually merged I don't like bees and explosive tip. The merging of the memes has taken place.
I can feel it. Okay, well, there's that.
Wow.
I hope her ducks grow up to be fine ducks one day.
I hope so too. I'm so glad that our next story, there's no chance of going blue or
No, not at all.
off the rails or anything.
No deep, no weird rabbit holes or any of that stuff. The headline here, coming to my TED Talk, man smuggling cocaine in an artificial penis caught at Brussels airport.
Excellent.
Yeah. It'd be better if that airport was called the Zipper Airport, because then his artificial penis would have been caught at the Zipper.
The Brussels Zipper,
Yeah.
sure.
A British man, another British man. What's going on, Britain? What's up?
I don't know.
British man who was caught at Brussels airport while trying to smuggle cocaine into Belgium by hiding it in an artificial penis has been sentenced to 38 months in prison on Friday. No connection to Kurt Schilling's number 38 jersey. Okay, just want to make that
none
clear.
whatsoever.
The man was arrested on the 8th of February when he landed on Brussels airport on a flight from Jamaica, Mon. He tested positive for cocaine. It's weird to hear he tested positive for and not have it be followed by the coronavirus or COVID-19.
Coronavirus, yes, exactly.
Isn't that weird?
I think I've got the cocaine. I'm gonna go ahead and self quarantine.
Yeah. I got the
I've got the cocaine. I'm gonna go and self quarantine. I'm gonna be right over here. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go actually rearrange all the books on my shelf. I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah,
Okay, see.
everything's gonna be fine. I'll be over here if you need me. Sorry. No, Tally, I know. I'm not bringing it up because I'm trying to piss you off. I'm just saying his name. I won't say his name. He's not Voldemort, okay?
So back to the story. Here's a tip. If you're going to smuggle something into the country, don't snort the stuff that you're smuggling that might lead people to think that you might be smuggling something.
Right.
Don't
do that.
If you're trying to take pot into a state that doesn't have pot, maybe don't smell like you've been rolling around in the stuff.
Are you saying don't get high on your own supply? Is that what you're saying?
That's probably a really good way of saying what I've been trying to say.
Yeah,
yes.
I like that phrase.
Plus it rhymes.
I'm a fan of that phrase. Don't get high on your own supply. It can be in songs. You can just say it for fun. It's pretty great. Mm-hmm. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. That's another good one.
It's another favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Not terribly related to this one, but I do like phrases like lessons in life that rhyme.
I do too. Don't do the coke if you can't take a joke. How about that? Or let's see.
No, that one I don't.
Don't snort cocaine.
If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. I'm not a big fan of that one either.
Don't do cocaine unless you're
insane.
There you go. We got it. Don't do heroin unless you're wearing one. That doesn't make sense. All right, moving on. At the hospital, doctors and police officers established the man had been equipped with an artificial penis in which 127 grams of white powder, later identified as cocaine, was hidden. The man stated he had been visiting his mother in Jamaica, and an acquaintance there had offered him the cocaine. Did he present it in the penis, or was it outside of? Was the penis your idea?
Here you go, man. I've got a penis full of cocaine for you to take home and enjoy in the private
Take it back to Britain with you, man. In the shape of a penis. Isn't that weird?
My name's Shaggy.
All right. The man, let's see. The public prosecutor's office in Halle-Vindery something or other demanded a prison sentence of 36 months. Jeez. Reports Het Nieuwsblad. The defense asked to suspend the sentence as the man had health problems. Well, yeah, you got a lot of problems, that guy, turns out. Be safe. Penis carrying cocaine addicts, be safe.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Wait till you get home. Don't just rub this stuff all over your face. Wait till you get home and then take out your artificial penis and go to town.
I don't know why I like that story so much, but I like it. All right, moving on. A detectorist. Did you know that's what those guys with the little plate metal things at the beach are called?
Oh, a metal detector guy?
Yeah, they're
is called a detectorist?
A detectorist. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. And I feel like that's just made up by someone who has a metal detector.
Chicken eggs, bees, metal detectorist. We've learned about 3 important
detectorist.
things. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No, I don't like it either.
Because wouldn't he himself in using a metal detector, wouldn't he himself also be a metal detector?
Oh, good point. Yeah, he is, right? He would
You know.
be by nature a metal detector. What do you do for a living? I detect metal. Oh, you're a metal detector. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, Brian's right. Also, what was I going to say about that? Oh, it's like people who say they're a, like ham radio operators will come up with a fancy word like, yes, I'm an amateur radio enthusiast. It's like, just call yourself the guy with the freaking metal detector. It's fine.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Out there
I
looking
like
for...
CDX77 suggests metal detective. I think that sounds awesome.
Metal
I'm a metal
detective.
detective.
That's cool. That's a cool name for a podcast about heavy metal music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, metal detectives.
Yeah, because you're trying
that's
to.
Great.
Yeah, if you're a metal detective, or metal detector even is a decent name for it. But whatever it is, you cover like new metal, old metal, tell stories about weird
you
band
discover
stuff.
new bands. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I love that. All right, Brian, Coverville Studios ready to launch a new show. Make it happen. Where was I here? Oh yeah. So this guy, this detectorist, reunited a Star Wars actor with a wedding ring lost on Frinton Beach. Friction Beach.
Frinton. Oh, good Frinton.
There he
so
is.
you spent the entire day yesterday in the UK news tabloids.
Apparently, yes. In fact, the final story has a UK connection as well, I think. This is crazy. All right. Well, I didn't do this on purpose, but somehow we got a lot of British stories. A star of stage and screen has been reunited with his wedding ring thanks to a metal detectorist after losing the precious item on Frinton Beach. Rufus Wright, who appeared in Star Wars Rogue One and in James Bond films such as Quantum of Solace, visited the genteel resort with his wife and his son earlier this month, but during the trip he lost his gold wedding band while swimming in the sea off 4th Avenue. Rufus said, "As the lockdown started to ease, we decided to take a trip to Frinton Beach, as it was a big place and wouldn't come within 2 meters of anyone." Oh, he's trying to pretend like he's being careful, but really he's just a spendy actor. Anyway, I decided to go for a swim in the sea, and there was 3-foot water, and I dropped the ring. He added, "I tried to pick it up, but it just disappeared. It was on my hands and knees, or I was on my hands and knees looking for it for hours. I was heartbroken. It was a 22-karat gold ring that I had had since we got married in 2008. We waited hours for the tide to come in to see if it would be revealed, but it didn't. So I returned heartbroken to London." Oh, this is rough. Rufus, says Melanie, his wife, appealed to locals on social media in the vain hope it might be found. After her plea for help was answered by Colchester Institute Carpentry and Joinery lecturer Adam Ferguson.
Wow, so he's such a multi-hyphenate, this guy right here.
He really is.
I'm a Colchester Institute Carpentry and Joinery lecturer and detectorist.
And detectors, thank you very much.
My business card is over 4 feet long.
It's like one of these. It's still this high that it's like.
That's right, exactly. Still 2 inches high, but
I love that. 48 inches long, 2 inches high.
like the artificial penis full of cocaine, as a matter of fact.
There you go. Anyway, he's part of some club, metal detector club, and a month ago he was out there doing that, and they found the ring, and they reunited it with his Star Wars actor. What a happy thing! Yeah, well done, guys.
I'm looking at him, and
you
I don't
recognize him?
recognize him from Star Wars. No.
I don't either, dude, and I feel a little bad about that because
he kind of looks like Michael Ian Cusick. Who's the guy who played? Speaking of Lost, Ben Linus. He was on Person of Interest.
Right. Crap.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Anyway, he kind of looks a little bit like that. Oh, he was a stormtrooper?
Oh, really? Well, how does that count? Unless you take the helmet off, it doesn't count.
No,
right?
I do like his tweets are very British, though. Having slightly sarcastically tweeted earlier that the high-ups in news were all over froth over my local news debut, so keen are we for good news that BBC Online have run the story, which was picked up by none other than Steve Wright on BBC Radio 2 today.
If that's not in the future mashup, I'll eat my hat. I will eat it. I have a hat right over there. I will eat it.
The most British of tweeters.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I guess so. Well, I don't know what he did in Quantum of Solace either. Have I seen Quantum of Solace? No, I have not.
Come on, really? There's
Yeah.
a James Bond movie you haven't seen?
There's
Why
two.
wouldn't you see that?
There's two I haven't seen. Quantum of Solace and what was the one right before that? Raven or oh no. I'm sorry, I have it wrong. I saw Quantum of Solace. I didn't see the follow-up that was almost like a
Casino Royale, then Quantum of Solace, and then
Raven
Skyfall.
or not Skyfall. It was before Skyfall. No, it was after
Right.
Skyfall, right? What was the most recent one?
the most recent one was Spectre.
That's the one I haven't seen.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Spectre. How was
Okay.
that? How was Spectre? How did we feel
It
about
was
it?
good. It was good. It's got your Daniel Craig. It's got your Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Love Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, do you have what's his Mads Mikkelsen with a bleeding eye? No?
Not
him?
anymore, no,
Okay.
no.
He's not there to slam you in the bag with a bag full of rocks or whatever anymore.
No, I think his time ended in Casino Royale, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
It's too bad. He was the closest thing the newer ones have to a proper old school Bond villain because he had a weird physical thing, and I always liked that.
For sure.
And his weird physical thing is he always had a tear duct that was bleeding, and that's just great.
Yes.
It's
Like
great.
when he was under pressure, he had
Yeah.
the bleeding tear duct.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like having webbed feet or freaking a golden gun or something weird like that. Like I'd love that. Anyway,
Yeah, what's when we got the new one that got pushed back? Is it still going to be in 2020 or is it pushed to 2021? The new James Bond.
Oh,
film?
I haven't heard. What's that one called? The Day is
I'm
Long
looking.
Enough or something like that.
Yeah, No Time to Die.
No Time to Die. The day is long enough.
The day is long enough. The day is long enough.
And a bunch of naked lady silhouettes moving around, doing their thing. Anyway,
Okay, people are still saying November, so still 2020 currently.
all
But
right.
Tenet moved, right? Because I know all these places, all these movie chains are saying July 15th is our new opening date.
Yeah.
But now, if Tenet's not going to open July 15th, people aren't going to go for a couple weeks to
Right.
July 31st is the new date for Tenet. Yeah.
Our movie theaters here opened up, and a friend of mine went, and they're
Really?
yeah, and he said they were the only ones in there. Had there been more people, they're required to have like a border of empty seats around everybody, so they can only fit like 40 people in there. You have to wear masks, and they showed Jurassic Park 1 because there are no movies in
There are
theaters
no
right now.
movies. Yeah, exactly.
So
We bought Trolls World Tour for $19.99. We're gonna go and show that one to you.
yeah, we're gonna give you that tonight. Check it out. Yeah, they showed Jurassic Park 1, which he enjoyed because it's a good movie, but
I kind of
Life finds a
that
way.
wouldn't be so bad.
yeah, it'd be all right.
There are certain movies that I wouldn't mind seeing back in theaters, even though I've seen them before. I'd see Usual Suspects again in a theater. I'd see some classics, maybe not something as long as like Gone with the Wind or The Godfather or something, but I'd see.
Yeah, like some 2-hour thing. Sure.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
curious.
I would say this though, so they're all hoping for November movies, kind of across the board, right? Gosh, it's not like we don't have an uptick in viral things in the winter, do we? It's not a problem ever in the winter. I'm sure coronavirus will just say, yeah, I'm taking one November off.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
But,
how
it's still going to be, there's going to be distancing. There's going to be masks. AMC for one hot second said, you know what? All of our employees are going to be wearing masks. We'll encourage you to wear a mask, but you don't have to wear a mask. And then all of a sudden they said, you know what? Take that back. Please wear a mask until
they
you're in
changed-
your seat, eating your popcorn, drinking your soda.
they changed that in
and
like
then,
5 minutes. It was like no
Yeah,
time
it
at
was
all.
it was a real quick turnaround.
Yeah. But here's what I'm
let's
going to
see.
do. The first time I go, I'm going to pack some popcorn in the mask so that I eat the popcorn.
Like a feedback.
Yeah, like a feedback.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
That's not bad actually. Like
I may have already drawn
like
this, by the way.
basically. Oh, did you?
I did. I drew a picture of it was I haven't captioned it yet or decided exactly how I'm going to do it, but it looks like a face mask except it sticks way out and it's a popcorn bag.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
on his
that's
face.
all you need to do. You could just take some alligator clips with the little coiled, springy rubber cords.
Yep.
Get a small popcorn
Yep.
in the bag and just put the clips on and wear it like a mask.
Yeah, that's it.
And then,
We've done it, Brian.
all right,
We've done it.
this has to happen. Oh yeah, so Mulan opens July 24th. Blues Brothers, July 26th. They're reshowing TCM Big Screen Classics. Wonder Woman, got pushed all the way to October.
Yeah, that got pushed way out.
Should I pre-buy my tickets to New Mutants, or do we think that's
No. You're not going to have you're going to have plenty of opportunity. There's no way you need to pre-order those
I'm
things.
just saying, like, do we think that the end of August is still likely for
For New Mutants? Probably
New
not.
Mutants?
I know you want to see that just to get it over with. I can't wait for that to happen. Just to get
I
it
really
over
do.
with finally.
It's like a Band-Aid that's just hanging on.
Right. The girl from Game of Thrones is going to be a mother by the time this thing comes out. Let's fix this.
Right.
Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got our friends Bill and Jury and all that stuff. So that's all coming up here in a second. We got a nice email for Jury. Plus, I want to get his Tulsa take.
Oh, good.
He was there. He was on the ground. And I got all kinds of questions for him. So that'll come up here in a bit. Before that, though, a song break that Brian Nibbett hath brought.
Cool. All right. J.K. Grammer found a mask. It is a picture of a guy in the Taco Bell parking lot who has turned a Taco Bell bag into a mask.
Perfect.
Very good.
Perfect.
When Fisto offers you his hand, boy, that's a big offer.
Fans of the group K-pop.
Now all I have is a mission. This is the morning stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. That was a fun kind of 90s pseudo punky pop unit deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked it.
Well, good.
The Song of the Rented.
Song of the Rented by Catholic Guilt, and
That's great.
maybe Wendy likes it. Maybe Wendy likes this band, Catholic.
Maybe they do. Maybe she does. And by they, I mean her. All right.
The royal thing.
The royal they. Yeah, here we go. All right, we're getting Bill. Yeah, Punish Props. That's who he is. I always forget that he isn't Bill on here. He's Punish Props on here. Anyway, he's coming into the show. We're going to talk to him for a minute, and we're going to start it with this.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
It's Bill Duran, everybody, all the way from the Pacific Northwest. Bill, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good morning. Doing all right.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's Tuesday. That means Bill comes on. He's a maker. He makes things, prints them 3D, sometimes just builds them with his hands. Sometimes he just makes a thing out of something else, and then he puts it up on his YouTube channel. It's pretty rad. We always happy to talk to Bill. So, Bill, what are we doing today? What'd you bring?
Well, still been doing a lot of the old Minecraft.
Yeah.
In fact, I am building a replica of my workshop in Minecraft.
Ooh, do we have progress photos or anything? I want to see how this is coming.
I'll have to post some more on Twitter later. But I have made a lot of progress. The walls and ceiling are built.
Nice.
I installed the lighting. It's got fluorescent lighting in the shop.
Nice.
And I have to fill out. I got to make a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff in my shop. I also made a goofy idea the other day, and I made a little restaurant. I was like, I want to make a little restaurant in Minecraft, so I did that. And it was super fun. And what I'm starting to realize, one of the reasons why I'm really into Minecraft right now is it feels an awful lot like playing Lego, but mostly you just have the little 2x2 bricks, little square cube-looking bricks, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I've been given an unlimited box of Lego, and I can build whatever I want.
Yeah.
And my brain was like, well, you should build an adorable little restaurant. I was like, all right, we're doing that. And that's how I spent like Saturday evening. And it was great.
Are you just doing creative mode, or are you doing like the full like
it's the full on thing.
Okay.
So it's kind of a pain in the butt to have to go get a ton of terracotta, but
yeah,
it
is more fun that way.
I can totally relate to this. Like, for part of my stream on Saturday, I started building little stalls. I have a coffee stall and a bakery stall on my island now, and I've got diner pieces. So I'm actually going to be putting a restaurant on my island too. So I get it.
Yeah.
There's something very zen about this whole thing.
You're also 11 years into Minecraft, and it's fun to see like recently, a bunch of people getting back into it.
Right.
It's pretty,
yeah.
pretty crazy. Do you know if which version are you using? Because I know there's like a Windows Store only. I forget what it's called, Builder's Edition or something, and then there's the other one. Which one do you?
This is the old school Java one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it in 2008,
Yeah.
and I was like, I should play Minecraft. Let's go buy it. And then I was like, hey, I already did. That's awesome.
Yeah, you already own this game. Yeah, they still. I guess
10 years ago.
They still support both of them, but I guess the Windows one has some benefit, quote unquote benefits. I don't know how it works, but anyway, if anyone out there is curious, you can probably figure out which one's for you and make the proper purchasing decision because Microsoft owns them now. So there's that.
Yes.
Very cool. So yeah, you got to put some pictures up because I want to see kind of the process of that. I love it when people recreate real places in in their game. And I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but the guy who went and did the entirety of Azeroth in Minecraft is a mad genius. It's incredible what he put together.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and it's like scaled and everything. You can just walk from
the scale.
one end to the other.
Scale is a tricky thing. I had to get the blueprint of my shop, and then I drew a grid on it so that I could get everything proportionally correct. Taking these things seriously, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, Lego. It's got me thinking a lot about Lego, and I grew up with Lego. That was the toys we had growing up were Lego, He-Man, G.I. Joe, and Ninja Turtles. Each one had sort of an era, and I think Lego was the one we ended up with, and we kept until we left the house.
Yeah.
And we inherited. We got our collection started by inheriting one of those long cardboard comic book boxes.
Yeah.
One of those about like half full of Lego blocks from the older neighborhood kids who were, I guess, we're done with them, which seems weird to me, but that's fine. We got them.
For sure.
And I know. Well, we added to that box over our childhood, and now my twin brother Rob still has that box.
Wow.
With all those old Legos. And some of the Legos are definitely some of the first Lego bricks they made because they're very different than the modern ones. And some of them were definitely repaired at some point in like the 70s. It's this weird old like time capsule of Lego bricks. I remember the big deal one year for Christmas. We got the monorail, like the city scene monorail. My brothers and I, it was like the big only thing we got for Christmas that year, and we spent all day putting it together. And I think that thing survived in our room and like all intact for at least a month before we destroyed it. It was really cool.
That's pretty long in kid time. That's a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're lucky if anything lasts more than a couple days when you're a kid.
I know. We had 3 teenage boys. Stuff broke all the time.
Where do you stand on like the pre-built stuff these days? Like so much of it is already done when you buy it, and you're just sort of piecing major pieces together and not having to get all sort of granular with the little pieces to make bigger pieces. Like, how do you feel about that?
It's weird because like they're trying to do some really ambitious stuff, and there's a lot to be said for making a Lego kit that just looks straight up like the spaceship out of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but there's also something to be said for when they use their existing bricks and do something very clever, kind of like you have to do in Minecraft, to get the result that you want, or at least as close as possible. So I'm sometimes it's really cool when they make a really neat specific brick for a specific kit, but I don't know. I really appreciate when I see them do things really clever. You know?
I guess so. That's how I'm torn on it. Like when I see a really great Star Wars ship or something, and I'm like, man, that's cool. And then I look at it closer and go, like, those wings are done. Like, those are prefabbed wings. That's not quite the same as what it used to be, but I don't know. I don't know if
it's nothing new. If you remember when they made boats, especially the pirate ship, the hull was completely done. You didn't build that at all.
Yeah.
But also that boat would actually float. So, if you're a kid and you made a boat hull from scratch and you put it in the bathtub and it sank to the bottom, that was probably a lot more disappointing.
So let me ask you, I'm in Discord, I'm putting a link to someone in the chat. Let's see who it was. Dice Tomato? No. Sorry, JK Grammer wants to know if that's the monorail that you built when you were a kid. Does that look like the right one?
That looks like the space There's a space monorail. There's a city monorail. I think you have the city one.
You had the city one. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That looks familiar to me as well. But also, something about that, Brian, reminds me of those Micronauts you're always talking about.
Oh, I love those. Yeah. There was like a rocket tubes thing that kind of got a little bit of a look to.
Rocket tubes.
Rocket
All right.
tubes.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Very
So-
cool. Go
So
ahead.
obviously still way in the Lego. I don't make stuff from scratch a lot anymore. I mostly put together kits, and I have a ton. I'm looking around me right now, and within eyeshot there are 2 unopened Lego boxes. There's a Star Wars Yoda house over on my left,
Mhm.
and on my right there's an International Space Station.
Very cool.
So yeah, I still love putting those kits together. I got some custom kits. This guy Chris McVeigh makes really cool his own creations. Or if you look up MOC, my own creation for Lego, you'll find a lot of kits that the Lego company hasn't put together. It's kits that people have put together, and there's some really cool ones.
Don't some of those sometimes make it into a full release from Lego?
Yeah. So that Lego has a thing called ideas, and you can submit an idea to that, and other people can say, "Hey, I like that idea. It's cool. They should make it." And a lot of really cool kits. For example, I got their ship in a bottle kit. That thing is so much fun.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. And that one started as an idea that just a fan dreamed up, built his own, submitted it, and they ended up turning it into a real thing.
Very
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a I'm looking at a video right now. Somebody made a really cool make your own or MOC version of that snow speeder you like so much in Star Wars.
Oh, I love it. I should count how many Snowspeeder Lego kits I have. At least a dozen.
It's the coolest thing in Star Wars, man.
It really is. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it is.
Of all the ships, we got one right here, a little tiny one. Of all the ships in Star Wars history, this is one of them. No, this is the best one. It's the best ship. It just is.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just straight up the best ship.
Coolest
You can say what
designs.
you want about Slave One. You can say what you want about all these other. The Falcon's awesome. Don't get me wrong. These are amazing ships. But give me a little fleet of these, and I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. I have the big old. What was it? When Foamsmith 2 came out, we had we were at Emerald City Comic Con at a booth. We did really, really well, and my present to myself was the Slave One kit. It was like $250 or something, but I still have it in my kitchen, and it's so good.
You put it together. I was going to say, did you
I
unbox it?
did.
Okay, you're doing
But
better than
I
me. I still have clay that I haven't opened, but go ahead.
And then right next to it is the really, really fancy Snowspeeder that they sold a few years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I also have this Lego Snowspeeder that they included in the Advent calendar, and it's like 8 pieces. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, that great.
Anyway.
Big, I'm looking at that great big snow speeder one they put out. That is beautiful. Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's also in my kitchen.
Don't tempt me. All right, you should make one of these in freaking Minecraft. That's what you should do. Build your own snow
Oh,
speeder.
damn.
You could do it.
There you go.
Don't tempt.
You could do it. Our old pal Daryl, he made an entire Enterprise D. Remember that?
Of course he did.
That was nuts. That was crazy that he built that
fabulous.
thing. All right, I want to play Minecraft now. This is ridiculous. What have I done?
This is what I do. This is what I do.
Well done. All right, any bonus linkage today before we go today?
Absolutely. This is really great. It's a short one. If you look up Lego in real life 4, they made 4 of these. The Brick Brothers made a little stop motion video with Lego in it, and they're really amazing every time they do one. They made a new one.
Oh wow.
Oh, look at this. I love stop motion in general, but
Me
Yeah.
too.
oh yeah, these guys do. Okay, where I first saw this was some TikTok compilations of some of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize they had a whole channel here. So it's like the food, cutting up food, and it's all just Lego bits and pieces.
Yeah.
That's so rad. Look at that butter. Oh, Chad.
I love it. And then they change out the opaque yellow for the clear yellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
I also like that they go through the trouble of
Stop motioning things that don't need to be stop
Yes.
motion.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's moving his finger towards the button, taking a picture. Moving it a little closer, taking a picture.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I admire that greatly. Yeah, I thought this was just a TikTok phenomenon until today. So thank you for pointing this out. This is awesome. I'm going to go watch more of it.
All right.
All right. Bill Duran, everybody. He is the purveyor and proprietor of punishedprops.com, and look for Foamsmith 3 coming soon. Also follow him on his Twitter account, twitter.com/chinbeard, where he may put photos of his cool recreation in Minecraft. I think you should.
Just mine.
Yeah, you should do it. All right. Bill Duran,
All
everybody.
right.
We'll see you later, buddy.
Later.
Bye now.
It's great.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Bill. Hey, Bill. All right, that was that was great. I don't know know why I'm doing that. I shouldn't do that. That's a dumb thing to do. So I'm going to stop doing it. Instead, I'm going to call Justin Robert Young. We're going to listen to him and see what's up there. Here you go. Where's his theme? It's right freaking here.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Joining us on the line right now from, well, I guess a hotel in Oakland. All the way from Oakland, California, previously in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Justin Robert Young joins us. Hello, Justin.
Oh, hello, friends. How are you?
Very good.
Good. In a self-imposed quarantine.
Yep. Like you said
It
he was going
is,
to do.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
part of the
that's
plan. You sound great. Jeez, it sounds good. It sounds really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very
Thank
nice.
you. Yeah, I got my own little setup here, my own little road setup, perfected after years.
Yeah, finally got it. Nailed it down just in time for pandemic precautions. I like it. Hey.
Well, yeah, it is. It is a pain in the ass when you like do 14 podcasts a week and now you just have to do it from a random ass hotel room.
Yeah, that's true.
Could you have maybe hung something on that?
But there is espresso. So.
Oh, all right.
Well, no,
Fancy.
there were hangers, but do you think hangers would look better
Yeah.
behind me? 'Cause
not
I
empty
didn't think
hangers.
so.
Not empty
Yeah.
hangers, but did you?
So I
bring
should
any
hang
extra
my
clothes?
dirty. I should hang my dirty clothes
Yes,
on
yes,
the
just
wall.
so there's
Okay,
something.
good.
That way, it doesn't look like you're in front of a skeleton.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for offending your interior decorating sensibilities, Emmett.
Listen,
I
rate my
profusely
room-
apologize.
Yeah.
Rate my Skype room would give you such low marks for that for your.
Is that a thing? Tell me that's not a thing.
Yeah, it's a
Room
23
Raider. Room Raider.
Is it
Yeah.
Room Raider? Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
I've never heard of
I
that.
follow them. They're pretty good.
They're hilarious.
I've
yeah.
never heard that. I want to know more. All right. Well, let's not
No,
talk about that now.
this would definitely fall into the hostage video version that they like to make fun of all the hostage video stuff. So yeah, this would definitely fall into.
So
that.
what's your for this temporary quarantine measure? What's your choice of hotel? Like where are you? Is it you don't have to say the location, but like what do you like? Do you like to go? Hey, this is a Days Inn because that's a good overnighter. I like it there. Or, like what do you pick? How do you pick?
Well, I mean, price was a consideration considering I don't know how long I'm going to be here. So I wanted to choose something that didn't cost a lot of money. That
Right.
was my main consideration. I wasn't really, scoping out the amenities when it came to my quarantine hotel, a scant 5 minutes from my apartment.
Right. Oh, that's how close you are. That's interesting. That was going to be my follow up. Is how far are you from home? But that doesn't sound too bad.
No, yeah, I'm walking distance to my apartment, so hopefully at some point I get my all clear and I'll be able to walk my happy ass on over there.
All right, before we get to the meat of today's discussion, which is how it went in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I want to read an email or part of one real quick that we got sent from somebody named Jeff. He says, I love the show and the jury segment. Hey, Scott and Brian, thank you so much for what you do. A friend of mine introduced me to FilmSack years ago, and I quickly added TMS to my podcast subscriptions as well. I love your shows, your thoughtful and fun banter, and find kind of comforting like having you be part of my life. Today, I heard the segment with Jury, and I must say, I found it to be excellent. Jury seems to have really stepped up his journalism to a new level. He's like Walter Cronkite in a Charmander suit. I just wanted to say thanks for what you do and what your guests, all of them, add to the show. So there you go. Just some nice, kind comments about Justin Robert Young's Tuesday appearance here on the show, and I thought I'd read it now because why not now? If not now, then when? If not you, then who?
Yes, and I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate anybody that has kind words to say about the stuff I do on the show, and I will move on without asking you whether or not that's representative of the majority of emails that come in about this segment.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that at all. All right, so
Let's move on.
You went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Trump had a rally there.
Yes.
Man, I have so many questions about some of this ancillary stuff. Like, did the TikTok K-pop fan thing really have an effect on attendance? Was the attendance just going to be naturally low? If so, if it did have an effect, why isn't the campaign latching onto that and saying it was interfered with? Instead, they're sort of saying, no, it wasn't them. It was like 6,000 people or something with a capacity of 20-something thousand. And it just seemed
19,
really, yeah. And so it seemed really low to me. And my first thought wasn't, oh, bummer, it's less than they thought, or oh, cool, whatever. It was, wait, why wouldn't they let Justin in there then? There's tons of room.
Separate. I think it was a separate thing, right? Like you were going
It's a
for
separate thing.
for a
Yeah.
press pass, and they had a limit on the
Yeah.
number of press passes they could
Oh,
give.
okay. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, all right. So you went, and I saw a picture of you.
Did you want to ask the other questions? Or?
Oh, well, let's ask them all. First of all, I guess it's just hard to know where to start. What was your take from the overall thing? I guess, was it the image that everybody's getting on the outside of it is, oh boy, that was a bummer. They're going to fire that Parscale guy because that sucked. That was low attendance. Also kind of a bummer, oldest hits sort of talk and not great and blah, blah. Like it didn't just seem to do anybody any favors on that campaign. Is that how it felt there, or was it different there than we were being told?
It was different there. I mean, when I was out there at about 11 o'clock, doors opened at 3, and Trump doesn't go on till 7, right? So we're 8 hours before they're going to see the guy that they're there to see, and there's roughly 4,000 people in line to get in. It did not feel like an attendance embarrassment in the morning.
Yeah.
Now, as it turns out, there were really only 2,000 more people that were going to clear that checkpoint and come in to that area and get into the arena. I do think that there is a tremendous amount of blame that should be put on that campaign, both in terms of overestimating the size, overestimating, I think, how much even Trump supporters want to be, jammed in a-holes to elbows in an arena 19,000 strong.
Yeah.
I think that there were I think that was probably overestimated, but also even in the moment down there, it was not clear that they wanted people to come through that security and get into the building. There were probably at least another 1,000, 2,000 that were just kind of it's funny, I was talking to Bill Duran last night, and he was listening to the PX3 episode that's out now and has all the sound from the weekend. And he's like, it sounds like a convention. And it did, right down to the fact that there were a bunch of people lobby conning outside of the checkpoints. And I feel like if they were aware that they could just walk in, they came from far and wide just to be close to the event. If they knew that they could get in, I feel like they would have gone. But yeah, a big organizational screw up by the Trump campaign that from a lot of different standpoints.
I love that term, lobby conning. I've never really heard the term before, but I know exactly what you mean when you say it. Like as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, those people, they don't have tickets, but they're still there.
But everyone's gonna come in and out, and they'll be able to sit at the hotel bar and have most of the 90% of the time that they would have otherwise.
Yeah.
My buddy Chris Brown used to call that lobbying, and we'd do the trade show all day, and then we go out to dinner, and then we say, "Oh, what's everybody doing now?" Chris Brown would say, "I'm going lobbying," and he basically just hang out in the lobby at the bar and talk to potential clients there and get customers that way. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, it works, I guess. So let's talk about the other thing. Do you think there's anything to all that? Hey, a bunch of TikTok kids and, Gen Z K-pop fans all figured out a way.
K-pop stands.
Yeah, K-pop stands.
There's an element of this that feels very 4chan, and I don't mean that in terms of what 4chan actually does or doesn't do, or Anonymous actually does or doesn't do, but at a certain point, they fall into this almost mystical descriptor for people where if anything weird happens, it's like, that was 4chan, or that was Anonymous. And now K-pop stans and TikTok teens have kind of fallen into like whatever, if you can show, in the 4chan example, like one block of green text, or with TikTok teens, if you can show one TikTok, then that becomes all the proof we need to show that some massive thing happened because it was suggested. I think the most reasonable descriptor would be that certainly in terms of the numbers that the Trump campaign was reporting, like 1 million people requested tickets.
Yeah.
That probably included a lot of the fraudulent ticket requests that came in. Now, this is not the first time that people have tried to do something like this, and I would assume anything online has to take precautions to understand that people are going to try and stuff the ballot box for many different reasons. So at the end of the day, I don't know for sure that it did, but they were expecting conservatively at least 20 to 22,000 people to be there, because they had set up a big outdoor area that they thought was going to be so well attended that it would have they were going to have an address by Trump and Pence outside as well.
Yeah, and it had like a remote screen thing.
And that didn't happen.
That was like an overflow screen thing too, right? Like they had a whole...
No. More than a screen. See, that's another thing that was kind of screwed up, was that normally what happens is a half hour before Trump goes on, Secret Service locks everything down.
Yeah.
Like everything is shut down. Nobody else comes in. The perimeter around the facility was like 2 blocks in every direction.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were not through a checkpoint, which was like not only the regular security checkpoint where you're getting your pockets checked and wanded and everything, but you also had to do a health check too, where they were taking your temperature and stuff like that. If you were not through all that a half hour before, they shut everything down, and there was no screen outside of that.
Oh.
And that's very rare.
Yeah.
Like normally they'll have, for people that don't get in, they'll have a screen outside, beyond the checkpoint, so people still gather in whatever parking lot and watch it.
Yeah.
This was an actual ass stage where like you can hear in the podcast, in the PX3 podcast, there's like country music playing because there was a live band on at like noon that were playing on that stage, and they were going to have Trump and Pence come out and speak there. So wherever they got the sense that there was going to be anywhere between 22 and 25,000 people, if the K-pop stans and the TikTok teens led to that assumption, then in that case, I would say there's probably a reasonable jump to be made there, if not in the indoor tickets.
Right. So
is there an easy explanation as to what a K-pop stan? That's just an excessive fan, right? Like
it's just a super fan. There's just I think that the tendencies more there are there's like the culture of Twitter of like role playing that you're that celebrity, or doing almost like fan fiction-y elements of if this personality had this hobby or personality or something like that. So it probably dovetails a little bit more than what we would think of as like, I'm gonna join the fan club or something like that.
Sure, it's more of an obsessive mania kind of. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I want to say obsessive or mania, but certainly more along the lines of like fan art and fan fiction, right? So weave that into that fan culture, which has always been there, but now it's on social media.
So what's weird is, so Urban Dictionary defines it as a person who has a heavy obsession with K-pop and will reference it anytime, anywhere. They usually have a group of friends who are also K-pop stans. Usage: Rebecca is such a K-pop stan, she can't even go 1 second without talking about it. Here's the thing, though. None of these definitions tell me what is a stan. I don't understand what that means.
It's the Eminem thing. Remember the song "Stan"?
Oh, that's where that comes from. Really?
Okay, I get it now. Jeez Louise, that's been bugging the crap out of me.
Dear Slim, I wrote you and you still ain't calling. I left my home address and my number at the bottom. Yeah, exactly.
Now I get it. All right. Wow. I have learned a lot today. How chicken eggs are fertilized, how this happens. There's been a lot of learning on today's show.
I know, yes.
Bees actually hump midair. There's all sorts of stuff.
Bees really do it.
Yeah,
Birds
they totally
really do it. Even educated fleas do it.
So, do you think Parscale's out of there? Do you think he's not long for this world? Going to either retire?
Trump had 3 campaign managers by the time that he won in 2016. He is currently at 1 now. There are rumors that Parscale is on the hot seat. The one thing that he has that the previous campaign managers didn't is he would need somebody else to take the reins on the Facebook stuff. Parscale's idea is data scraping.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're great at data scraping and then you use that data to misjudge a projected attendance by possibly up to 20,000 people, then maybe you're not the one to really be interpreting the data that you are indeed scraping. So I would suspect that Parscale for now is safe. At the end of the day, getting 6,000 people to clear 2 security checks and wait in line for several hours in a pandemic is an embarrassment only when you think you're going to get 20.
Yeah.
There still is an achievement in doing that, whether or not that is, that's not going to be what they think, nor should they think right now, because it was an embarrassment. But if from here on out, the next event he's going to do is 3,000 seater in a mega church in Arizona.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that will be packed to the rafters, and they'll have a couple thousand people outside.
Yeah.
And so I think this will probably repair itself in terms of his immediate firing. But boy, the 2 vectors that theoretically the data should have helped them with is attendance for these rallies and fundraising. And they got out fundraised for the first month in May by Joe Biden. And they had a big, black eye when it came to misjudging what their attendance was going to be for this event. And so those are not good. That's not so good, Al, if you're Brad Parscale.
All right. Okay. I'm glad you brought up Arizona. Are you going to go to that mega church? You can get in there. You can get in there and do some holy rolling. How's that going to go?
No, I think this was important because it was kind of the first big thing.
Yeah.
And obviously there was a worth in understanding how people were going to react to COVID. If you listen to both the podcasts on Friday and on Monday, you will hear that there's a very nuanced opinion, even amongst the Trump stands in line that were waiting days to get in. They had much more nuanced opinions about COVID than I think many, including myself, might expect.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the reason why there's 6,000 instead of 19,000, because I think that there's a question of whether or not anybody would pull 19 if the Beatles reunited, including all the dead ones. Like, I don't know if 19,000 people would get into an arena right now.
Yeah, that's a really good question. They were showing comparison shots of that same arena, but pre-COVID or before we knew about it. So like last November was a Billie Eilish concert or something, and it was frickin' neck to neck packed, and like I've never seen. They showed pictures from a couple of Nickelback tours where they were packed in there, just packed with Nickelback fans.
But I mean, Trump was doing 18,000 in Charleston.
Right. He's used to those. He's used to groups, their things that big. 19 in normal times would have probably been 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean, up until they didn't put him in there. And again, it's like when I'm out there and there's 4,000 people in line, I'm like, okay, looks like that. Like all I really had to go on was like, what does a busy downtown look like for a basketball game that's going to sell out, or a football game that's going to sell out?
Right.
And it had that vibe early. It did not obviously have that vibe late.
Yeah.
So, I think that is a question for them, but it certainly is something where smaller venue, an outdoor venue where there's not a hard attendance cap, that might have been a better service to them, because what was otherwise, and I kind of disagreed. I thought as far as Trump speeches go, and let's understand them to be their own beast, right?
You can't compare them to anything else. It's apples to
well, they're
oranges.
not. And to be honest, it's like that's what those people that were in line want.
Right.
Like,
it's totally
when I
what
talk
they
to
want.
them, when I talk to them, I'm like, have you ever been to a political event before? And they're like, no, and I never would. They're
Yeah.
boring and stupid.
Yeah.
What I want is Trump to put on a show. And
Yeah.
so when he goes on for 20 minutes doing his stand-up routine about walking down the ramp at the the West Point commencement, that's what they want. There's a reason why they cheered when he threw the water on the ground, because like that is the event. That's the kind of stuff they want. I thought that speech was fine. It was interesting to me because it's the first time that he's really kind of laid out his case against Biden in the way that he's going to attack him, which I thought was smart. Basically, the way that he laid it out is not that Joe Biden believes things that you don't believe. So he's almost conceding the idea that Joe Biden is more of a ideological fit to the voters that he wants to win over or make the Biden curious voter stay home. He instead says he's feeble and the rest of the Democratic Party is pulling so far left that he will not be able to stand up to them. That he will cave, he will disappoint you. The only person that will be able to hold the center is me. And that, I think, to not say that Joe Biden is a socialist, but rather he will be corrupted by socialists or looters or whatever you want to fill in the blank there, I thought was an interesting strategic decision by Trump and his campaign.
So when you were just curious, when you were on the outside out there, how were you able to actually consume the thing? Were since they didn't have it on TVs and stuff, is this all stuff you had to look at after the fact? Could you hear it? Like how does that work when you?
So I planned on going again. But part of the idea was that I was going to go and watch it with people at a screen. Obviously, that was not the case. So I went back to my hotel and watched it. And then I came back out when everything was over to see whether or not there were going to be any protests. And I got pepper sprayed, and it was fun.
Oh yeah, pepper spray. I almost forgot. Gosh dang it! You got pepper sprayed, not directly though, right? They weren't aiming at you. They were just
no. They were dispersing a crowd, and all of a sudden somebody starts yelling tear gas, and you can hear it because I'm a brilliant human being with a keen logical mind. I say I can't see any tear gas.
Yeah.
And then I start choking on pepper spray. And it's,
oh man! So wait, did you? Oh, you told me yesterday on text that it was just it's exactly what you think it's going to be like. It tastes, smells like pepper, right? Just like hardcore capsaicin, like you just got a pepper blown in your face, which makes sense.
Pepper, not black pepper, but like spicy pepper.
Yeah. And I always assumed it was more chemical than that. I've never experienced it, so I don't know. So that's interesting.
So this was basically like tear gas, like you would have on a keychain. It was just like a lot of it.
Okay.
It was just a gigantic cloud of it that kind of wafted through. So it was not tear gas like you've seen in like canisters that get thrown over into the protesters or whatever. I think that's what I was thinking, because people kept yelling tear gas.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking I would see the discolored air floating up, not realizing that it was pepper spray and you can't see it. And then all of a sudden everybody starts choking and I start choking and I laughed because I felt like such an idiot.
So you have audio of this though, which is great.
Yep, it's in the podcast. So go get the PX3 episode.
I gotta go hear it. That's from Monday. Okay, I gotta hear that. All right. Well, I'm glad you're not respiratorily challenged or had any problems with it, and I'm glad that's good.
No. It was fine, but it is what it is. It was great content. I mean, like for as many times as I've talked about it, I'm glad I got pepper sprayed because it's something to talk about.
Right. Well, as we get closer to debates and all that other stuff, it's going to get real interesting. Are there any actual other upcoming?
Those I am going to. I am going to go to the debates, but
Okay.
I am not going to go. I don't know how many more. I'll go to a Biden rally if Biden has a bigger event. I will go to that because I'm curious to see how that differs from a Trump rally.
Aren't him and Obama doing like a
But,
virtual one today or something? There's something today, right? Like a big.
Oh, and you miss me with all this Zoom.
Sorry.
The horse apple stuff.
I know.
Whatever. Yes, a bunch of people got on Zoom. We're doing it now.
Yeah.
Like, wake me when you're. I mean, whatever. I don't.
I
Like,
agree.
they're all
It's,
good. I mean, like-
it's boring. I'm just, but also you can. It's a distinct difference. It's like saying, "All right, sign your waivers that you won't sue us, but we're all getting together in a giant arena," or "Hey, we still think COVID's a bad idea, so we have to do it virtually." I mean,
Yeah.
they're kind of damned if you do.
No,
damned
no.
if
I'm
you
not.
don't.
I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that I don't care about it. Like I'm saying that I find the events boring, and I don't really want to. Like, it's not particularly newsworthy to me that a bunch of people got on Zoom and then asked people to give money.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's like a PBS version of a camgirl site.
Oh man, don't give them ideas. All right. Well, this is all great.
They should they should have Biden and Obama begging for tokens.
Yeah, why not? Are you? So how long are you in the hotel? How long is this supposed to last? What's the plan?
We'll find out. I got COVID tested yesterday.
Yeah, they do the butt one. They give it up the butt, or how do they do it now? What do they do? It's not. Sorry, it's not up the butt, is it? It's either blood or you do the swab or what?
The nasal swab.
Yeah.
What are you talking? What
just
kind
making-
of COVID
I'm
test are
just
you
making
aware of?
I'm making shit up. I'm making shit up. But for real, like they do, it's a much milder one now, right? They just kind of get the inside of your early nose, not all the way back to your
front
brain.
of the front of the nose,
Yeah.
You don't have to go deep anymore.
No, not in this particular test. I think those tests are still out there, but shout out to Oakland. Oakland has free, quick, ubiquitous testing. So this is the second one I've gotten. The first one I got really just to prove that I could get one. And I wanted to kind of, if I am speaking on any kind of platform to show people that it's not scary. I think that more testing is better. So I am happy to do it. And this time it really was a situation where, it's peace of mind for me, peace of mind for my wife, peace of mind for the building that I live in.
Mhm.
And so hopefully I get that result Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday. Until then, I'll be here in this little motel.
Continental breakfast, baby. Woo! All right. Well, let us know how it goes. We'll be back, of course, next Tuesday.
No, I
just
told
so
you, I'm in a
can-
cheap one.
Oh,
There's
all right.
there's nothing. There's no amenities. It's literally just me in a box.
Oh, you paper cup for your espresso.
Yeah.
What, when you
Yeah,
say
there
espresso,
is the espresso. There is the
is it a
espresso
Keurig,
machine.
basically?
That's, no. It's one of those Nespresso jobs.
okay.
So
Okay.
I got 6 pods, but 3 of them are decaf, which it's like, get the hell out of here.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like there's a story to be written while you're there. So think about it. It's Justin Robert Young, everybody. He's in self-contained quarantine. Hopefully all is well with that test. And we hope to talk to you next week. Or
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
will. I can't think of why we wouldn't. Oh, anything else you want to pimp or talk about before we go?
Yeah, I mean, the politics episode. I'm sure, Scott, if you pull it, then it'll make for a funny rejoin on TMS to hear me choking and laughing on pepper spray.
Oh yeah.
But you can hear that. That I believe is, if you just want to hear that, I believe it's at the 55-minute, 30-second mark of the episode. But otherwise, there's some interesting stuff in there, including interviews with folks who are in line for the Trump rally. I fact check a guy who said that Joe Biden's son impregnated a stripper in Arkansas by correcting him to say that he impregnated her in Washington, D.C. So you can hear how that goes down.
Oh.
And then, I got credentialed to actually go to watch Air Force One come in. So if you want to hear that and what goes on in terms of being tested to even be around the president, you can hear the breakdown of that. And it's all on the PX3 episode. And for folks who want to support me being out there, no editor, nobody else controlling me. I'm recording everything myself, editing myself, posting it. I am only beholden to you, the listener, and those that support me on Patreon. You can do so at takepoliticsseriously.com.
Nice. Justin Robert Young, everybody. Justin R. Young on Twitter. We'll see you later. Bye now.
See you.
See you.
Well, the way he said that reminded me of something. All right.
Yeah, it was almost like he spewed.
Yeah, he spewed a little bit of little sputum there at the end.
Sputum, a little espresso flavored sputum.
Yeah, sputum. I hate that word, sputum. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
Creating sputum.
Sputum.
All right, we're going to end things. A quick note that some of the, speaking of COVID-19, the masks that we have on the site for TMS, they are still available in some quantity, although I think we're really low on one, and I don't remember which one it is. Probably the Ibbott mask, but if you go on over there, you can get the Ibbott Bomb version, which is a close-up of Brian Ibbott's face from 2011 doing the Ibbott Bomb famous photo.
Yeah,
or
just the bottom half of the face.
Yep, or you can get the TMS one. Either one are available and now at the store, frogpants.com/store. Get them while you got them. They will not last forever. All right. That's going to do it. Big thanks to everybody who supports us on our Patreon, patreon.com/TMS. This week we're doing a play date on Friday. Most weeks you get a TMS PM, but there's all sorts of other benefits as well. Check it out, patreon.com/TMS for details. For everything else you may need or want, you can find it at frogpants.com/TMS. And now, a song to play at end of show.
At end of show.